Okay, today we are going to do a short roller set comb out. It's also known as back combing. So you can use a comb. You can also use a teasing comb or a teasing brush. Can everybody see and hear me? Does anybody need a paper on how to do this service? Okay, a few housekeeping things. First and foremost, we all have hand sanitizer at our station. So before we touch our client, we're gonna sanitize our hands. Okay, we get in the habit of doing that every day, all day. If you're putting food in your mouth, you wanna make sure you sanitize your hands. If you sneeze, if you touch your mouth, move your hair, if you even touch your hair, you wanna sanitize your hands because it has now become unsanitary. When taking this roller set out, you always start at the bottom of the neck. So this is the nape of the neck. So we will start taking our roller set out. You will very easily slide your dual purpose pin out of the hair and slowly unroll the roller. We don't rip it out of the hair. We don't do it real fast. We don't yank because remember, you don't want to hurt your clients. When you are putting these things in dispensary, these combs, or these clips I mean, right here, will go on to the white towels that are by the sinks. You will do a light, very light, please, I stress light, spritz of the Barbicide spray. It is extremely concentrated and very powerful, and it smells very strong. So you don't want to stand there like Aquanet and spray each pin because you guys will have a hard time breathing and we will not like being in this room. Also, these rollers, there are 2 bowls in the sink. I will fill the second bowl up with Ship Shape so that we can make sure all of the rollers get put in there. If you're taking your rollers in and you see that it's been 10 minutes and those 2 buckets are full, please take a minute or so and rinse those rollers off with lukewarm to warm water and then place them on the towel that I've placed on the dispensary sink. Okay? It's extremely important to make sure that these rollers go into the Ship Shape so that they can get sanitized. Our main thing in a salon is making sure that we are safe, we are sanitary, and we are making sure the products, the tools, and the implements that we are using on our guests are safe for them as well, okay? So I'm gonna hold this head towards me and I'm gonna show how to very easily remove a dual purpose clip. You'll hear it, but it's not gonna pull the client's hair. You will very easily unroll. You can set up a towel on your station so that you can separate your clips from your rollers. That is the easiest way to have some kind of organization. Nancy's not happy today. She's been waiting for this comb out for a week. If by chance you have a piece of hair that is stuck on a dual purpose clip, just come around with your finger and gently remove the clip. You can hold a piece of hair in place. That means you're not going to pull your client's hair. Does anybody have any questions so far on anything that I have went over at this point? No questions? Okay. When you are back combing, some people have called it teasing. So you may have heard that. Has anybody heard either one of those words used? Yes? Okay. I'm only going to do a couple sections. It is being recorded, so you guys will be able to watch the video if there's anything that you forget if you don't get this done today. You guys had a ton of product in your client, so I will warn you, there will be dust coming through. That is your dried gel. It's not dust, it won't hurt you, but just remember, you guys used a ton of gel to keep this roller set in its form that it needs to be in to be able to give that style. When you're doing a roller set in the salon, 90% of your roller sets are meant to last an entire week. So your little old ladies will come in on a Friday or first thing Saturday morning, and they will want their hair to last until they see you again Friday or Saturday morning. They will not wash their hair. Their hair will not be clean when they come to you. It will be all of the gel and sculpting foam that you use, and then the hairspray as your set. So all of that product will be in their hair when they come back to see you the very next week. 9 chances out of 10, their hair will still look exactly like you had it, except the back will be a little flatter than normal because they'll sleep on their back. Some women do put little silk coverings or babushkas over their hair so that their curls and their style stay in place. Do you notice that I'm working from behind the client's face? I don't want to be inside her face. So when I'm taking these rollers out, I'm sliding out the front and pulling the roller from behind. The most comfortable that you can keep your client during any service is extremely, extremely important. I'm going to step over to the side because I can't reach. And I'm just going to slide those rollers out. And as you can tell, it has held its form. You always want to start from the front when you are back combing. So now that I have all of my rollers out of my client, this is what she looks like. Okay? She has every mark from every roller in her head. So you are going to make sure that as this is combed out or back combed, you don't have those lines. Clients don't want to see lines. They don't want to see gaps in the head. So you're going to take your fine, if you see too, I printed out exactly what we need to do so that everybody will know. You're going to take your fine tooth part of your comb. So this is your wider part. This is your fine part. You're going to start from the bottom and you're going to work your way up. Can everybody see what I'm doing? So now I have my piece. It doesn't look as, I hate to say the word crispy, but as crispy. Then I'm going to take it up and I'm just going to take the fine tooth and I'm just going to go about maybe 1.5 inches away from the scalp, and I'm going to push it down quickly. Push it down like this. So this is the motion you're going to be doing to get that hair to stand at its scalp. When we check these, I should be able to put a pin that I write with in here and lift it up by the teasing part, and it will not go through. My pen will not go through because you're teasing that hair. So you're going to use fine tooth. You're just going to go down, comb it back up, come back down. See how it stands? There's a volume layer there. You're going to take your next section and you're going to do the same thing. When you get your first 2 sections together, if you feel like you need to tease a little bit more, you can tease a little bit more or back comb a little bit more. Then you're going to take your sections together and do a little bit on the side. The reason you do that is what just happened to those 2 roller lines. They're not there anymore. Yep, they're gone. That's what you're going to do to the entire head. It is time consuming. It will take a little while to do. Can you guys see the dust coming off? Or the dry gel, I should say. You always want to do on the back. Why wouldn't I want to back comb on the front part of the hair? Does anybody have any idea why I wouldn't want to put that? Megan, you'll see all the teasing. You want the bottom underneath layer to have your foundation of your back combing, and then you want to be able to smooth that hair over. So when you're taking it and you're going for the rest of the hair to bring it together, you're back combing it and smoothing. Can everybody see the difference? There's no lines. It's nice and smooth at the front part, but underneath here where my teasing is, you can see there's a ton of teasing at that scalp. So you want to make sure you are giving that foundation. And the test is going to be when myself or Mrs. Rosicki come around and we want to lift that mannequin up, we're going to go in, and if I can't get that pencil through, then it's good. I can get through here. So what I want to do is I want to go back in and I want to tighten that foundation of the back combing a little bit more so it's stronger. These ladies, that is their love. They love, a lot of people will say, tease me to heaven. Make it, the bigger the hair, the better. That's why, because they want this to stay in. They have church functions, they have choir, they have luncheons, and everywhere else that they go during the week. They want to make sure that they don't have to worry about the very next day their hair's out. Everybody's got a grandma that's had their hair teased like this at some point or another. So you just keep going, incorporate the next curl. Can everybody see how I'm bringing up one and incorporating it into the next? That is extremely important to make sure that you have consistency, no lines, and you have a great back combing foundation. And smoothness is also key. You don't want it to just look like one big roller on the head. So now I just tease this again. Coming in, I can still see, can you guys still see? I have a roller mark between. So I'm going to go into the side and I'm going to come over and back comb that together a little bit. So that way that line disappears. So I'm going from how far off of the scalp? Abigail?
1.5 inches.
1.5 inches, or if you have shorter hair, you'll alternate, but a good spot of reference would be 1.5 inches. So now I'm going to do my test. I'm going to go in. Can't even get it in. See? Now I can't pull that through. And you can test different places to see. Oh, I lifted her up that time. You can see if it's going to come through or if it's going to stay. Obviously, you're not going to do this to a client. You're not going to put a pencil in their hair and make sure you can't get it out. You'll just use your judgment. This is your first roller set comb out. It's going to take you some time. Don't rush through it. Make sure you're going through every single section. And then if you get lost, we have this. We also have it to where you can use a comb, or a brush, I mean. You'll pick right up top because you want volume. So you're gonna go and start with your roller set piece that you have, and you'll just comb that hair nice from root to end, bring it out, and then you'll go underneath it as well. And you'll tease it just like you did with the comb. Can you guys see? So you're just gonna tease it, back comb it again, and then you'll use it to smooth out your piece. Do you see the difference between a comb and a brush? Okay, does anybody have any questions on this at all? You want to make sure you're holding your brush or your comb at a 45-degree angle so that you're getting in there and getting it down. Does anybody need help with what a 45-degree angle should look like when you're doing this? Anything straight out of the head is a 90, straight out. Half of 90 is a 45. Okay, so if you're using your brush, this is going to be a 90 because it's straight up and down. I'm going to go at an angle. So I will hold the bristles of the brush will be pointed down at an angle. So that's 45 degrees. Okay? Any questions at all? Does everybody think they got this? Where are we putting the dual purpose clips? On the white towel. What are we doing with the rollers? Ship shape. What do we do right before we do anything with our client? Hand sanitizer. Very good. When you're finished, what do you do with your hands? Hand sanitizer. Very good. No questions. Everybody understands what we need to do. Do you understand what combs we need to get when we go in dispensary? Because sometimes people will grab different combs. This is a teasing comb. Because when you're done, you can go in and fluff your curl with the metal prongs. Okay? This is, what was this? This is your standard comb. What part of your comb are you using? The fine side. Very good. What is this? Teasing brush. These will also get sprayed with barbicide because of the metal. You don't want to put metal in ship shape. Any questions? Do you need to see more? Does everybody feel confident that they understand how to do a roller set comb out? No?
Is the top how it should look?
Yes, it will look like this. Yep. All right, girls, good luck.